So today's going to be a little bit different. Normally I hop on the Tenere, cruise on the pavement for about an hour before I get to my trails, ride those for 2 to 3 hours, and then head back home. Today I'm going to be riding on the Tenere for 2 hours in a row to get up to a cabin up north to meet my dad and brother. So I'm going to bring you guys with. We'll turn the cameras on every once in a while, and we'll see how this goes.
So this is about as far as I usually go. I don't know if this is the longest trip now that I've been on the pavement on this bike yet or not. There might have been another day or two where we took some longer rides. But I gotta say I'm still feeling pretty good. I've been shifting around a little bit. The seat is probably not quite as comfortable as the KLR 650 seat was. That was just a little bit wider, maybe a little bit softer. But to be honest, I really don't mind this seat that much. I haven't felt the need to spend, you know, $200 or $300 on another one. Something a little bit lower to the ground would be nice, but so far so good anyways. I guess we'll see how I feel another hour from now. But I'm getting a little bit chilly as far as my hands go. It's been right around 57 to 60 degrees. And I could use some heated grips. My bark busters don't seem to do a whole lot. I don't know why they're shoved so far out. I guess just because of these bar ends. As far as the rest of the wind protection that comes with the bike, my legs are pretty well protected. My upper body, probably right about to my neck, is pretty well blocked from the wind. Kind of in this area is where you end up with some buffeting that goes on, and if I tuck my head down, it definitely gets a lot more quiet. The only thing is then, I don't really like riding in the kind of race tuck position here. It's not really comfortable to do for extended periods of time, so a taller windscreen would probably be nice, especially for vlogging. This probably sounds a bit better now. And that might be something I look into someday. For now, though, I think I'm doing okay. I want to say I've heard about people saying that they get kind of a buzz going on in their hands, and I guess if I really squeeze the bars, I can kind of feel it. I mean, there's a little bit of vibration there, but it's really not too bad, and as long as I keep a loose grip, I really don't feel it at all. I think the right foot peg maybe gets a little bit of vibration. I don't really feel much of anything in the left. And some of that could just have to do with the boots that I've got and the gloves that I've got that kind of isolates you a little bit. Having little gel pads kind of helps a little. I'm not really feeling too much discomfort today. I have noticed in the past, though, that I think it's just because the bars are a little bit too far away from me and they don't have enough sweep to them that I'm kind of having to crank my wrists that way, and that will get painful after a while. Otherwise, the bike is definitely feeling completely solid at this speed. I did hit the highway for a little bit, so then I'm doing, you know, about 70 indicated on the GPS anyway. Once you get above 70 with the tires that I've got anyways, and I guess I don't know if you can attribute any of this to the high fender kit. I've heard that maybe that might be the case, but anything above 70, this will get a little bit of a wobble to it if you give the bars a bit of input. At 60, I mean, you can kind of see it walks a little bit after you give it some input, but it's nothing really that bothers me too much. I don't really spend any time at all, unless I have to, over 70 miles an hour. If you're somebody that needs to ride, you know, 80 miles an hour for extended periods of time, then maybe don't do the high fender and maybe look for a less set of aggressive tires. But for me, it's totally worth it to have the ability to do the things that I can do off-road with this bike. To have that little bit of a shimmy at 80 when you give it that input. I've heard guys say that they have problems where it just has a constant shake to it, and I'm not sure if that's unbalanced wheels or what the deal is, but I don't get that. It's only when I get the bars input. Other than that, it feels plenty solid. Oh, all right. Well, butt's getting a little bit sore. Not too bad. Wrists are getting a little numb, a little sore, but not to the point that I have to get off or anything. Just kind of have to stretch them out a little bit here and there. Rolling through Rhinelander here. Oh, good time to get up and stretch the legs in the back a little bit. I don't really think this is anything too uncommon. even back when I had the KLR. That was a pretty comfy bike, and I don't really think this is any much worse. Maybe like I said, a little bit different, but not really any worse. That bike I would get a little sore here and there after a long ride anyways, and I think in most cases, I mean, unless maybe you're on a Goldwing, there's not really any way to avoid that. I mean, you're even going to shift around and get a little bit of seat, what do you call it? Seat sores. That's not right. I don't know what I'm saying. Even in a car, you're going to get a little sore after a while, so I don't really think it's too big of a deal, and it's definitely not anything that bothers me. I guess I don't know how well you guys can see that, but as you may have noticed, the speedometer, at least at 50 anyways, is 2 miles an hour off compared to the GPS. GPS says we're doing 50, dash says 52, 53. What have I been getting for mileage? 52.1 miles to the gallon? Not bad at all. Actually, that's way better than what I usually get. But most of the time, at this point in time in my ride, I'm twisting the throttle quite a bit and spinning the rear tire, so that definitely doesn't help. I don't quite need gas yet, but I am down 2 bars. I don't really remember how many miles I actually had on this before. Oh, didn't even have to put the foot down. I don't know how many miles I had on this before we took off. Probably should have reset it and checked that, but too late now. As far as the Camel ADV high exhaust mount kit, I do have the decibel killer removed, and at like 65, I mean, it does get a little bit noisy. I've always rode with earplugs in, even back when I had the KLR, so I think that probably kind of actually makes it a little bit worse because it cuts down on the wind noise, so you can actually pick up noises like the exhaust, and it's a little noisy. If you got something that might bother you, maybe run it with the decibel killer. Oh yeah, now my butt's a little bit sore. Fell asleep there for a little bit. My butt, that is, not me. I'm wide awake. I don't know if this is a road that I want to take or not. I think I accidentally have my GPS set up to try to take me on as many trails as possible, which, I mean, is usually a great thing, but not when you're trying to get to a cabin up north, I guess. Hopefully this is right. I guess we'll find out. That seems about the right amount of time to get there, so we'll go with this. So I mentioned earlier that I thought maybe the KLR was a little bit more comfortable than this, and I actually have taken the KLR on this same exact trip that I'm taking here today, probably 4 years ago. And I guess now that I think about it, I almost want to say that maybe my butt would kind of fall asleep a little bit more on the KLR seat. And I did have the new edition KLR, so it was the slightly better seat than the second gens did to begin with. And it was a good seat. It was good enough that I kept it the whole time I kept the bike. But I almost want to say maybe this seat is a little bit more comfy than the KLR was, and I'm kind of surprised to hear myself say that. One thing that I absolutely love about this seat compared to the KLR seat is that this has the grippy material on it rather than the slippery material that the KLR had. And then for off-road, I definitely like that a lot more. KLR kind of seemed like it was running out of gas around the corners. The Tenere has plenty of legs left when you crack the throttle through the corners, even at high speeds. And as far as passing speeds on the highway, absolutely no problem with this. I guess I never really had that problem too much with the KLR, but this thing always has an abundance of power left to surprise you and to get you out of a sticky situation. And as far as the motor and transmission on this bike go, I mean, this thing definitely feels at home on the highway. Definitely never searching for a 6th gear because, well, it has a 6th gear, and that definitely makes you feel like you're on a machine that is meant for that high-speed travel for long periods of time. And the KLR always got me where I needed to go. I did always have to bring an extra quart of oil along with, and I'm very happy to not have to do that anymore. Really looking forward to not having to check the oil when I get up here, or before I leave to see if I need to dump any in there. And that's definitely something that I cannot overstate. I'm so glad that I don't have to do that anymore. That's so nice. And beyond that, I mean, if you guys have seen any of my other videos, and actually what I plan on doing probably later today and tomorrow too, is taking this thing off-road, and it feels just at home off-road, if not more actually off-road than it does on. But it does both, I would say, really pretty darn well. can't stay on the pavement all day. Can't do that on a Harley, I guess, unless it's a Pan America. That sure is cool though, and that's like my favorite thing about this bike, is that you can just go right from cruising on the highway to cruising on the open trails, and even the tight ones too. I mean, this thing does pretty darn good with some of the crazier trails that I've thrown at it, and I'm really looking forward to pushing this bike more and see what it'll do, and see what I can do on it off the road. This bike is just so much fun to ride. Here we are, Saint Germain. Or I guess maybe it's down the road that way is a little bit. Oh. We made it. Still half a tank of gas too. Just in time for lunch. Oh, yeah, my butt's feeling a little bit, but to be honest, I don't really think I feel any worse now than I really normally would rolling up to my trails that are just an hour away from home. So that extra hour really didn't make anything any worse than it normally is, and it's normally really not bad at all. Could definitely, like I said, maybe replace the seat. Might look at a different set of handlebars. A little bit more wind protection might be a good thing, but to be honest, completely stock. This bike does a heck of a job both on and off the road, even at high speeds, and is definitely something that I'm happy to be able to ride up here. Let's go say hi to Jerry. Must be out on the water. Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's out there fishing. What a guy. He brought all my stuff up for me. I didn't have to come out with anything on the bike. Oh, look at that, a duck. 2 ducks. Hi, ducks. Oh, there's eagles flying up there. A whole bunch of them. All right, well, I'll go unpack what I do have here and probably head out on the water for some fishing and probably get some lunch here too. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this is helpful to you. If it was, let me know down in the comment box below. Give me a like, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos. If you want to see the next couple, or I'm out here riding the Tenere in the beautiful Northwoods, and make sure you click that subscribe button, click the bell after you subscribe, so it lets you know anytime I put a video out. Otherwise, guys, take care, stay safe, stay swanky, get out, ride, enjoy this beautiful world if you can. Otherwise, if you can't, check out some videos. I'm going fishing.